welcome to Around the Hearth, a Hearthstone podcast brought to you weekly. All right, guys, welcome to Around the Hearth, episode 17. We're just moving along. And if you guys notice, Squirrel has changed form.
What are you talking about? I'm Squirrel. You can't prove anything.
All right, yep.
Shit. What happened? You had a haircut?
Yeah, maybe it's a new pair of glasses. I don't know.
Yes, that's it. That's
Yeah,
all.
today we have with us Adam. Squirrel couldn't make it today, so our wonderful friend of the show, Adam, has decided he wanted to grace us again.
Well, happy Monday, all you Hearthstoners out there.
So we have a very big week this week and a lot to talk about. So we're just going to real quickly go talk about our week in Hearthstone just a little bit. And go straight into card reveals because we have a lot of cards to talk about. So I guess I'll go first. I pretty much just played Arena. I hit 5 in Standard, double Dad Legend, got that out of the way, and I've just been playing Arena a lot. So, yeah, nothing too exciting. What about you, Bobson? How was your week?
I have not been playing a great deal. I've gone up to Scotland for my birthday.
Woo!
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, hey, I'm old. I'm getting old.
We did it.
And so, yeah, I've just been messing around with the odd game here and there. Played a lot of Jade Rogue, a deck list which I will share, even though we're not doing Deck of the Week this week because we have way too many cards to talk about.
There's a lot.
But it is a hella fun deck. I highly recommend it. So how about you, Adam? What have you done?
Well, let's see. I believe it was Thursday. I played a ladder of it with Squirrel, and then on Sunday I went to a LAN event, the Nursery Gamer Summer Championship. It's a esports gaming. I guess I don't want to say company, maybe like community sort of thing. Based out of Philadelphia, they had a LAN. Hearthstone was there. I got fourth.
Oh,
So
nice.
not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at
How
all.
many?
Yeah, but they only paid top 3, so
Oh, man.
just missed. But put this way, I did better than I planned on. I thought I was just gonna be forking over $40, and that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not bad, though.
I mean, you came close. You gave it your best shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think the VOD's up on the Philly Hearthstone Players Facebook group, which you should all join, by the way, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Even if you're not from Philadelphia.
I'm not from
Like-
Philly, and I'm in there.
Yeah, we don't discriminate.
I'm not from the US, and I'm in there, so
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, that works.
That's it for me for this week rehearsal. I didn't play anything. I didn't play at all today. I've just been looking at all these cards, and I'm going to just...
Yeah. So we're just going to move straight on in. Let's go ahead and switch over here. So we actually have a timer. We are going to... Last time we did this, we were way off on time.
Yeah, so this is a little idea that we stole from a little television show in the U.S. that Bobson probably isn't familiar with called Part of the Interruption, which is a sports talk show on ESPN in the late afternoons where they talk about various topics and they have a timer in which they can talk about it. And once the timer is up, that's it. No one else can talk about the card. No one else can talk about the topic. This is part of the sport. I guess this is part in the Hearthstone, part in the spoilers, what have you. So basically, what's going to happen is you're on the Hearthstone clock to talk about all the cards. So we're going to talk about each card for a maximum of 75 seconds, and then we're going to move on to the next one.
And we are not
like-
taking 75 seconds on some of these crappy comments.
Yeah,
just so everyone's aware.
Not all cards will warrant 75 seconds. However, the cap is 75 seconds.
Are we doing it by class, by alphabetical order?
We're gonna be starting by rarity. So
Yep, I actually I have it set up for commons, uncommons, rares, epics, and legendaries. We're just gonna go down all the commons, move over to the rares, and so on.
yes, for those of you following along, we're following the spoiler on Hearthstone top decks. To get to it, you just click on cards, and then you sort by set and the set and rarity, and you should be able to follow along with us, no problem.
Excuse me. All right, so let's just get straight into it. This first card is a warrior card. It is animated Berserker. It's a 1-mana 1/3. Whenever you play a minion, deal 1 damage to it. So it's Berserker, buffs up Berserkers, Enrage, Acolyte of Pain, stuff like that. I don't know. I think this card's going to be good in the right deck, but I'm not just going to throw it in any random warrior deck.
Yeah, so I think the effect is pretty powerful. I just don't know what deck that effect is the most powerful in, I guess is the thing to say. Like you said, it has a lot of synergies within the warrior class and some synergies within neutral cards, such as Acolyte of Pain. However, that goes in more of a control warrior shell. So it's a matter of does that warrior deck have room for this one drop? And typically you really do have room for it at one. So I think maybe this is an include, but I'm on the fence, so jury's out.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like a tempo warrior type card. They've released a lot of cards with the kind of enraged damage thing. So I think there's going to be some kind of deck that somebody's going to put together. I just can't really figure out what it's going to look like yet. But I mean, this card is promising, and cool.
I mean, I do like potential.
Yeah, I do.
Definitely potential.
I do wish it was like summon, just because, cards like Patron would just go nuts. But I don't know.
God.
They probably did play on purpose because Patron Warrior would just come right back. And that is time.
So we've roped. We're on to the next card. I'm really excited about this next one, actually.
All right, so we'll actually have you do this next one, Adam.
Yes.
Oh, man, it's this one, too. All right.
Well, as soon as I read this card, I knew this was a moneymaker. Bear Shark, 100 minion, 3 mana, 4/3, can't be the target of hero spells or abilities, and has the beast keyword. Now, that's a card.
Yeah.
So think about the promise of Bear Shark into Howlmaster. So now you have a uninteractable large taunt that must be dealt with by minions, or AOE, which there is very fleeting amounts of it, and scaling it up to 5 health, it's gonna be really tough to deal with. So this card's out. I mean, granted, the 100 deck is pretty crowded at 3, but this is a minion that could fill that role.
Oh yeah, this was Houndmaster is gonna be nuts.
It pains me. This card can be such a pain in the ass to deal
with. Can we mention there's a card called Bear Shark?
Yeah.
Can we just stop and appreciate that?
Yeah.
Although it's worth pointing out, in the comics they made for the expansion, it's actually called Shark Bear.
Yeah, I thought that was a little weird, but hey, who needs consistent use, right?
Yeah. So I think this card will be good. This at least makes Hunter more viable in Arena.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead. We'll move on to next card.
I think you were really excited about this one, Doug.
That's okay. Robobson can talk about it if he wants. Since we're taking turns.
I am also really excited about this.
This card is nuts.
It's the slightly more balanced Death Bite, which can't be used by Pirate Warrior.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, first of all. But
it's a defensively statted weapon, which is obviously they can't make anything with an offensive weapon, or it's just going to be abused by pirates. And double whelm in effect, so for sleep with the fishes, execute, anything.
This card is just wonderful.
So for 4 mana, you're getting minimum 4 damage plus. You know what I mean? So you're getting insane amounts of value for 4 mana here. So this card, I think it'll see play. I just don't. Again, I think it'll be more of a tempo or control shell, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how things kind of pan out.
All right, so let's go ahead. We'll just move on to this next one here. We got Bone Mare. Now this card, I'm not sure how it's going to be played in Constructed, but in Arena, this is going to just end the game when you play this. And it's a common too, and it has the new class bonus, or the new set bonus. So this is going to be everywhere in Arena, and it's just going to, you play this, you get a couple of these in your deck, you're going to get 12 wins. Probably not that dramatic, but it's a good card.
This card is seriously an Arena bomb. Constructed, though, I think when you look at it, it's just an understated 7-drop, and on an empty board does nothing. So when you draw this to curve into 7 and you have nothing to play it with, it's just kind of
It'd be fun in Control Warrior if you can have a few minions out. It'd be silly to run it in there, but can you imagine you're just playing and they just drop Acolyte of Pain and then throw this down? Oh, never mind. Fatigue. Don't listen to me, but something like that.
There's not really any deck which just wants big minions, which could really fit this in. Yeah. I think this is just kind of destined to be the subject of a few crip videos.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was watching the video, I thought it was like, oh, this is just an overpowered boss card. And I saw it was real, and I was like, wait, what? They made this into a card? Yeah, this is I don't know. It's just gonna be really crazy in arena.
This is just Crypt sadness condensed into one card.
Pretty much.
I mean, turns any minion into basically a bomb, and you get a 5/5 alongside it.
All right, time's about to go off, so let's
move ahead. We almost roped. Yeah.
All right. You got this one here. Actually, wait. Yeah,
we talked about that one already. So if you haven't seen this one already, Chillblade Champion, 4-mana, 3/2 Paladin, common, has Charge and Lifesteal.
Yeah.
This is an acceptable arena card.
Yeah, I'd rather have True Silver Champion. I
would rather have True Silver Champion also in the common slot, but
let's just move on. All right, so this is an interesting card. What do you think for Bobson?
Well, 5 mana for a 5/5 is pretty sweet.
And it's a dragon. And it gives things.
And it's a dragon.
This card's cool. I like this card.
Pretty nice. Can't say more than
it at least has arena functionality. I guarantee you'll see it in some sort of constructed deck.
This is going to be in Dragon Priest for sure. This is just nuts and Dragon Priest.
I think Dragon Priest is kind of on this cusp of maybe it can come back to the meta because of the absence of Quest Rogue and stuff like that. So maybe this guy will. I think this guy will make his way to the deck. 5 isn't super crowded, and you actually did need more mid game drops. You can maybe you can even bypass 4 and play another card that we're going to be talking about later. So
I don't know. I'm in the mindset of Wild. That's all I play really. This is just going to be nuts and Wild Dragon Priest. Imagine Dragon Priest at its prime, and throwing this in there. It's going to be good. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll move on. What we got next? Cold Wraith. Would you like to see this one, Robobson?
Let's do it. What was this?
We're on Cold Wraith. Yeah, Cold Wraith. Yeah.
Right. Can you read out what?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So, I'll just for now I'll just read the cards and then we can talk about it. Cold Wraith is a 3-mana 3/4 mage minion. It says Battle Cry. If an enemy is frozen, draw a card. So effectively, if you're running this in a deck, they're going to be frozen when you play it. So pretty much 3-mana 3/4 draw a card. Pretty good.
Pretty good. With the whole push towards kind of water elemental freezing things, it's quite likely that there's going to be something frozen on the other side.
Yeah.
They have a lot of things which freeze individual things now.
I just love freeze.
3 mana, 3/4. Draw a card.
I mean, this can at least see some play in mid. There's gonna be more freezing in cards entering the fold. You already have a few. Even have Glacial Ray. Turn 4 Glacial Ray. This is a 2/1 and a 3/4 with a cycle. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not too bad.
It's a spatter tank that draws you a card.
Do I think it'll see play in any mage decks? Maybe not.
Yeah. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, this one's interesting.
So we have Crypt Lord, 3-mana, 1/6 taunt druid minion. After you summon a minion, gain 1 health. So this card is just, I love it. Yeah, taunt druid is going to be a thing, but I'm really excited about this in token druid, especially wild token druid. You throw this down and you just, because it says summon, not play. So you play all your guys that give you extra minions, and this is going to easily be a 1/10 by turn 4 if they don't deal any damage to it. Yeah, this is just nuts. Good luck getting past this.
It's just a really annoying card.
Yeah, can we address the elephant in the room of how good this probably is for Jade Druid? Because Jade Druid already fills this 3-mana slot with some anti-aggro cards, and now they have a class specific one.
Yeah.
So when you're basically turn 3 into this,
Tar Creeper is going
into Jade Spirit means you have a 1/8, which is 1/8 taunt, which is just disgusting.
Yeah, they were Tar Creeper is really good. How can we make it better though? And they're
Well,
Let's make it a
this
class
thing on the-
card.
This thing defensively to shut down to wear down the opponent's resources isn't as good. One attack isn't going to do a whole lot, but at least it has a huge back end. So
Well, I
that's
guess
what
I
you were
just
kinda
mean,
looking for.
like Jade Druid can just pump out minions. So this, you throw this down, it's going to take me a few turns to get rid of it. And, they get it down to 1 health. And then,
Just get it back up again.
yeah, they just pretty much restore it to full health, dropped a bunch of dudes, and then...
This card is going to be a pain in the arse to deal with.
Yeah, so long live Jade Druid. Yay.
It could also go in aggro druid though.
It could go in aggro Druid too.
Yeah.
So this has
Imagine
a
if
lot of
they-
flexibility.
Like, if you play this on turn 4, then turn 5 living mana.
Yeah. All right, I forgot to push the timer, but it's definitely been 75 seconds, so we're going to move on.
Go, go, go.
All right, I'm pushing my button. Here we go.
Leeching poison.
Yeah, so Leeching Poison, 2 mana rogue spell, give your weapon lifesteal. I don't like it at all, but
Pass. Yeah.
okay.
Pass.
I mean,
Huh.
there's really not much to say about it. Even in Arena, this card isn't.
I actually
worth
have
mana.
a sound effect we can play. I saved this for some of the really bad. So here
this
we
this card's like a duck, basically.
go. It gets a aw. That's what the sound is. Aw, because it sucks.
We can all
right.
do it. We can all collectively do. Aw.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. So this is an interesting card. 6 mana, 5/3 neutral minion, Necrotic Geist. Whenever one of your other minions dies, summon a 2/2 ghoul. So it's kind of like I can't remember what the card's called.
Cult Master.
Cult Master, but you get dudes instead of drawing cards. So if you're, I don't know, this is probably an arena card. I don't see this seeing any play at all in constructed, but in arena this could be pretty good. Drop this guy down turn 6, trade all your little dudes up into something, and then you just effectively turn your minions into 2/2s.
I still think you'd rather Cult Master though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still would rather recoup the in-hand value on Cult Master again for
Cards are a much more useful resource
than guys. Yeah.
If this was 5 mana though, I think it'd be a lot better. But alas, it is 6. So let's move on.
6. Not great.
All right, this is another card that we've already seen, but we haven't really had a chance to talk about it yet. So we have Plague Scientist. This is a 3 mana 2/3 rogue minion. Combo, give a friendly minion poisonous. So this card has a lot of potential, I think. You could pretty much, if you wanted to, if you draw patches or something like that, you could throw patches down, play this, kill up anything you want, literally. Or, if you can use it to help trade up into a really good turn.
I mean, I think someone mentioned this to me earlier in the week. You can combo this with Wild Pyromancer.
That's a really expensive board clear, but yes.
It's a really expensive board clear.
You can
but
do that.
You do have 0 mana spells as a rogue, so you can do it.
Yeah, I like this card. It's gonna help Rogue get.
I think it'll be interesting. I just don't know in what capacity.
Rogue's getting a lot of good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead. Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on. We have Sanguine Reveler. It's a 1 mana 1/1 Warlock minion. Battlecry, destroy a friendly minion and gain +2/+2. So if Zoo, starts picking up again, this is going to be nuts in that, especially in Wild. Wild Zoo is going to be really good. Destroy some eggs. Now you have a 1 mana 3/3 and a 4/4 or a 5/5. This is a good one.
3 is pretty insane.
Yeah, we thought that Flame Imp was good, but no, he's like, hold my drink.
Well, just think about the. Sorry, go ahead.
I haven't actually seen this card until this exact moment.
Oh, really?
Holy
I
shit.
mean, synergies abound with this card in Zoo. This thing can eat a possessed villager, leaving the token behind. It can eat a devil's Horror. It can go back into Zoo, and you can get a 5/5 and a 3/3 out of this.
Yeah, this is a good card. I like this. Yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun card. Warlock's getting some good stuff finally.
After the
All right.
shit.
After their vacation, yeah.
And this one is. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play the all thing again, but this is a good all because it's cute.
It is cute, but
Fucking
it has potential. This 0 mana card actually has potential.
So
on account of one thing, one reason, and you're looking at it right there, Beast.
Yeah. So we have Snow Flipper Penguin. This is a 0 mana 1/1 beast, and it is the most adorable little penguin snowboarding on a piece of ice. It's very, very cute. And this is going to be really good with Rexar's hero power the Deathstalker XR, especially if you can get something. Effectively, you give a minion +1/+1. Yeah, Rat Pack, Stampeding Kodo. No, not that one. What is it? The other Kodo.
Dispatch Kodo.
Dispatch Kodo. Just like that, you can pretty much get a good minion and just give it a 1/1 buff.
How about turn 4? This thing with Houndmaster.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
Free cards always have unlimited potential, and it's a beast, so that's good. Yeah, Murlocs.
Can we just give it up for the internet for rating this thing 4 stars out of 5? So good job, internet.
Yeah, it deserves 5 stars, but can't win them all. Yeah, all right, moving on to my favorite card, probably in the entire set. We have Spirit Lash. This is a 2-mana priest spell, lifesteal, deal 1 damage to all minions. This is just going to be insane. Priest, the one thing they always lack is early game removal, and this is just going to, I think, push them over the edge.
Well, it's definitely evens out the aggro matchups that Priest has issues with. That's for sure.
And effectively, it hits all minions, so your guys too. So if you can have a really good, oh man, I'm blanking on the card. Northshire Cleric turn, or if you have a Light Warden out, you do this, hit everything, clear your opponent's board, or get rid of their 1 health minions, then play Circle of Healing, heal your guys up, draw a bunch of cards, and you gain a bunch of life too. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really stoked about this card. I don't know about you guys, but
I think it's really cool. I think it's kind of something that Priest needed because your early game is pretty. I don't want to say shoddy, but not as strong as it could be.
Yeah,
it's bad. It's very bad.
Yeah,
not being able to AOE before 5 is very much Priest's big weakness.
Well, not many classes have access to that stuff. Like that's few and far between, but a lot of the more control-oriented classes do. So the fact that Priest, which is like the reactive class, does not have that is something that a void that needed to be filled, I suppose.
That was the main reason why Reno Lock was so good, was because it had Demon Wrath and Hellfire.
Oh, there's the buzzer. This one deserved to go to the full rope, though. This is a great card.
It did.
All right, so we're moving on to another Hunter common. We have a 3-mana 2/2 Hunter minion. Battle Cry. Discover a copy of a minion in your deck. So it's pretty much Primordial
Glyph, but with beasts.
Not Glyph.
Well, it doesn't down.
Shadow Vision. Sorry, Shadow Visions. So you get a minion,
but with a 2/2 attached.
Yeah, so I mean, this can get you an extra high main. This can get you whatever you need at the time. Because it's given to your deck. So.
I mean, it does help you fill out your curve. It's also a super good arena card.
Yeah. This would be a great card.
Like, Hunter was pretty much an irrelevant class in arena, like, for a long time. And, like, with a couple of these commons, it's actually starting to come, like, looking like it's maybe able to make a comeback.
Yeah.
The one issue is that it is a 3-mana card, which is not a beast.
Yeah, again, you're getting kind of full at the 3-drop Hunter. You might like just like slow down a bit. Like there's other numbers out there. We can try something else,
All right.
And it's not a beast though, so no Houndmaster.
That's true. It's not a beast.
This card drastically worse, I think.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We have Sunbjorn Valkyr. It is a 5-mana 5/4 neutral minion. Battle Cry. Give adjacent minions +2 health. So this is a good card. It feels like it's a priest card, but it's a neutral. So this is gonna be pretty cool, especially in arena. Effectively preventing 2 damage on your guys or just buffing them up even more. I like it.
This is gonna be a crazy arena card. Just like the amount of value trait. Plus, it's a common as well. So this card's going to show up a lot.
Yeah. Arena's going to be fun coming up. Every deck's going to be busted.
Interesting. There's going to be some very good decks out there.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be one of the big ones. This card is crazy strong, but obviously no constructed play whatsoever.
Yeah, I just think it's like there's a lot of... I mean, granted, like, okay, with the loss of Azure Drake, you're looking for 5 drops. I don't know if you're looking for this particular kind of effect, though.
Yeah. All right.
No deck no class really wants that kind of effect that badly.
I mean, Priest does.
Yeah, but Priest has Talon Priest.
You gotta think. This is just a Talon Priest for 2 minions. I mean, what's the difference?
How often does a priest have 2 minions?
It's true. Like you're pretty much like playing on curve. You're playing like if you're playing a minion, it's pretty much the biggest thing in your hand.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
you're just filling out your curve. You're not playing multiple minions in a turn unless it's like maybe like a turn 3 thing where you're playing like a Radiant Elemental and a 1-drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Breaking Elemental Cleric. But if you had one
Yeah.
of them, you would have already played it.
Yeah, you probably would have already done that. Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. That's it for all the common cards. So now we're going to go ahead and breeze right along to the rares. And there's a lot of good rares that they've put out so far. And this is the one I'm most excited for rares.
Well, even everybody else.
I don't know if you know this, but I really like 2 mana, deal 1 damage to everything spells, apparently. This card is Defile, a 2 mana Warlock spell. Deal 1 damage to all minions. If any die, cast this again. So
Yeah, this card's gross.
it's pretty much two. It's going to be 2 mana, deal 3 damage at least to everything. 2 damage,
Yep.
3 damage. This is just a nuts card. This is going to push Warlock way up. It's going to probably be like tier 1, I think, just with this card alone. And I really like it that if you've ever fought the Lich King in the raid, this is one of the debuffs he puts out.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this is like the biggie, like Lich King fight debuff. But yeah, this card's gross. I don't think like there's any way to hide it. Like,
Yeah, I think this might kind of like slow our aggro decks down a lot because if they queue into this, they're going to lose.
well, they're definitely like aiming for like Blizzard for a while has been aiming more for like a control, like some sort of control lock to come into the fold. So maybe this will be like up there or some kind of like more mid-rangey one as opposed to a zoo strategy. Like since with the absence of Reno Lock, which is like the penultimate like Warlock control deck basically.
Yeah.
This just destroys so many of the token decks. Like,
Yep.
completely.
Yeah, this definitely evens out your matchup with the other aggro decks.
I want to give this 5 stars. It deserves it. This is a 4.8.
Yeah,
this is rare for especially on this site. A lot of cards
this is
get
a
low
rare.
ratings. This is
a rare.
almost 5 stars for this too. That's ridiculous. That's good.
Yes, you're gonna see this a lot in Arena too.
Yeah, I'm crafting these bad boys golden. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We had an awesome card. Let's move on to a not so awesome card. We have Doomed Apprentice, 3 mana, 3/2 mage minion. Your opponent's spells cost 1 more. So this is a very high mana cost for the stats and the ability. I think this is going to die the turn it's played, pretty much.
This card sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
the problem here is like you want to give this card a powerful effect like that, but unfortunately you have to understat it as a result.
So actually, KP56 had a question about Dreadsteed. I forgot to mention with Defile, they actually nerfed Dreadsteed. So now it only summons a Dreadsteed at the end of your turn now, because Dreadsteed plus Defile broke the game. So either the game would crash, or you wouldn't play it. So they fixed that really quick. So yeah, no Dreadsteed, unfortunately.
No.
No DDoS.
No.
So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. We have
I'm good, guys. I'm over it.
we have Eternal Servitude. This is a 4 mana priest spell. Discover a friendly minion that died this game and summon it. So this card late game is going to be absolutely bonkers. Multiple Yseras, multiple. If you have Deathwings in your deck for some reason, this is going to be 4 mana.
This has been a super, sorry.
Oh yeah, it's just a 4 mana. It's a great card. That's all I have to say.
There was a lot of hot topic debate about this card when it got spoiled, at least in the Facebook group. People were saying this card's broken. Some are like, no, it's not. But like, I think it depends on the spot you're in. If you have the ability to discover a friendly minion that's pretty big that died and summon it, yes. If you're playing this on curve, no, it's not that great.
If you played on curve, you should just concede. If you play on curve, you just concede the game because you suck.
If this was the best thing you could do, unfortunately, like it wasn't that good.
If you play this on curve, you're terrible. You should stop.
P56 has just said this card seems overrated to me. Well, I have to say, I hope you play against this on the very first day and they wreck you with it.
Oh, that's not nice. We want everyone.
Okay, I'm sorry. I take that back. I'm sorry. I'm a little salty. I'm sorry.
It'll be okay.
I didn't mean it.
I'm thinking the card art though. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We have a mage minion here. It's a 4 mana 2/6 mage minion, Ghastly Conjurer. Battlecry, add a mirror image spell to your hand. So it's a tempo card for sure. It's going to help with Quest Mage. you get a cheap extra spell to play on curve.
Well, it's extremely defensive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2/6 is nothing to sneeze at on 4.
It's just a bit kind of lame, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is powerful. Like, the only way I can see it being powerful is if, like, you play this, you get the spell, and you had an apprentice out, and then you can get a free mirror, basically get a free couple of O2s, which is pretty nice.
I don't know. I mean, it's
in what world do you really want that over other things that Mage could do on 4? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a Doctor 4, but we already have another Doctor coming in for Mage. We'll talk about that one later.
8.
Doctor 8. All right, so this next one is a Paladin card. It's a 3-mana 2/2. Battlecry, draw a Divine Shield minion from your deck. So Tice actually revealed this card, and pretty much what he was saying is, if you're gonna play it in a deck, it's 3-mana, draw Tyrion or draw Wicker Flame from your deck. So I mean, it's a big debate about if this is better than Stonehill Defender. I don't know if you guys agree with me. I mean, I think I don't know. I like Stonehill Defender more.
Yeah, I'd rather have Stonehill Defender than this guy. This guy, first of all, this guy doesn't have taunt, so obviously already a -1 for this guy. Second of all, less stats, so yeah, again, this guy another -1, and we're just getting worse though.
Yeah.
But unless like a deck with a lot of defined shields becomes a thing, what are you getting other than Tyrion for the most part?
I mean, Wicker Flame. If you can get Wicker Flame, that's good.
You can get Wicker Flame. That's another one.
Or you can get Bolvar.
Oh yeah, well we haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean there is potential, but like I think it's just kind of like the more Divine Shield minions you put in your deck, the worse this guy gets.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a dedicated Divine Shield deck.
Even then,
just
draw a minion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically just basically 3-mana 2/2 draw card.
Who knows? It might be good. We'll have to see. I don't know what kind of Divine Shield cards are coming.
My main concern with that card is it's got some pretty negative synergy with a card we have yet to talk about.
All right. Well, we can bring it up when we get there for sure.
All right, so let's go ahead.
I'll point it out when we get to it.
Let's move on. We have Icebreaker, a 3-mana 1/3 Shaman weapon. Destroy any frozen minion damaged by this. And yes, I said frozen.
This card sucks.
Yeah, this is a bad card.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not enough freezing mechanics, and if you did play the freezing mechanics, your Shaman deck's not going to be very good.
Well, we don't know that yet. We haven't seen not all the Shaman cards have been revealed, but still a 3-mana 1/3 that potentially doesn't do anything.
Yeah. It's very overcosted for. I mean, 3 assassinates if you swing into their face is good, I guess, but that means you have to freeze a minion every turn and attack that minion and take damage as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, as far as we know, there's just you're pretty much looking at neutral minions and like Frost Shock as your freezing mechanics.
This card is going to be good when someone plays Blingtron and you're playing as a mage, and then you play Frost Nova. That's how this card's going to be good. This is really a mage weapon. They just couldn't give it to mage, so.
Oh, mage can't take weapons. Don't you know? Yeah. Anyway.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to a mage card. We have Ice Walker. This is a 2-mana 1/3 mage minion. Your hero power also freezes the target. So this is going to be awesome.
Oh, and it's an elemental.
Oh, it is an elemental. It looks really cool too. So, yeah. This card's going to be fun.
Good. This card is very annoying to Pirate Warrior.
Yeah.
Your hero power now freezes face.
Yeah, well, plus it's a low cost minion with a huge blood on it.
I wish it was a 1-mana minion though. That'd make it even better.
Oh, I mean that would be really broken.
Yeah, just play this on curve every time. This is nuts.
This card is just it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. It's
a very good anti-aggro card.
Yeah. Oh, this is I'm happy to talk about this next card.
This card is cool. So we have Mindbreaker. This is a 3-mana 2/5 neutral minion. Hero powers are disabled when it's on the field. So if it's gone, then hero powers come back. But this just shuts down so many decks and all the Death Knight decks. You just drop this down. It's a cool card. The 5 health is also really frustrating because you can play this on curve, and now you have a 2/5, and that's really good for on turn 3.
3-mana 2/5s are really hard to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. There's not many 3-mana spells that kill a 5 health minion.
I mean, this is looking like a mage turn 4 fireball.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of, well, depending on what the. Here's the thing. It's like, okay, so this guy's this guy's effect is super powerful, but the question is in what, to what end, and then in what circumstances. And I propose that this guy is actually an aggro card.
Oh, definitely. Priests can't heal. Warlocks can't draw. Mages can't ping your dudes.
Warriors can't armor.
Yeah, they can't armor up.
Can't take weapons. Yeah.
Even like you play this in control. This is a control card. This is an aggro card. This is just a really good card.
You play it when hunters run out of stuff, and they're just looking to hero power you down. Nope.
Yeah, they just can't do anything. They just basically like time walking somebody with this card is gonna be like the super fails badman play of like the year.
Yeah, I really hope it says something cool when it's played, because that'll just make this overall cool card. And I love the fact that they gave him the spikes, because the undead with the hair spikes, it was my favorite hairstyle in World of Warcraft when I played undead. This just looks cool.
Oh, you and your lore. I play Warcraft too.
I don't.
You're missing out. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Where'd he go? There we go. So we have a Mountain Fire Armor. This is a 3-mana 4/3 warrior card. It's a minion. Death Rattle. If it's your opponent's turn, gains 6 armor. So this is a really cool card, I think. They have to kill it. And as long as you don't trade on your turn, you're getting 6 armor for 3 mana. And you're killing something.
Yeah.
The issue is aggro decks just don't kill it.
Yeah, they just ignore it pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, eventually they're going to have to not necessarily ignore it if you're making good trades, swing into their 2 attack guys, or you just keep going face, they're going to have to kill it eventually. I don't know. If it goes in the right deck, if it goes in a control warrior deck, you're going to have enough health gain or, board removal where this card's going to get kind of annoying for them, and they're going to have to kill it eventually, I think.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of ways of making it work. But my main concern is just...
And it kind of really makes people think about using board clears. Like Mage, they can't really confidently play a Flame Strike or, Blizzard.
Yeah, this is pretty good against Freeze Mage, actually. Like, I mean, I know, like, you're, like, as a control-y warrior, like, you're pretty good against Freeze Mage anyway, but, like, this kind of, like, cements that, I suppose.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. This next card, we thought we were seeing the end of Pirate Warrior, and Blizzard said, nope, you're still playing this deck. So we have Phantom Freebooter. This is a 4-mana 3/3 minion, neutral. Battlecry gains stats equal to your weapons. So you play Fire Warrior Axe, next turn coin this bad boy out, you now have a 6/5 for 4 mana. Or, later in the game, if you have a Reaper out, now you have an 8 mana or a 4 mana 8/5. It's just, this is a good card.
It's a very good card.
I don't know.
I look at this card and just think, why?
Yeah, why? I don't know. I'm gonna play the hell out of it. But why? Why am I playing this card?
Pirate Warrior really kind of doesn't really know what it's doing. It's the 4-drop slot.
Yeah, it's just let's
No.
try again. You know what I mean?
It's like, do we run Nagus Corsair, Mortal Strike, Spellbreaker? No, we just run a 4-mana.
Bloodsail
Raider.
That card is annoying as hell, and this is just even better.
Even more so, yeah.
Yeah,
this card is good.
Yeah,
very good.
All right, so let's go ahead.
him.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. I'm gonna die if I keep looking at it. Oh, this next card's awesome. So we have Shadowblade. This is a 3-mana 3/2, finally, for Rogue. Battlecry, your hero is immune this turn. So when I was watching the reveal for this, the designer also hinted, it's for the whole turn. So, if for some reason you attack a Leper Gnome, I don't know why somebody play Leper Gnome, but if you do, you don't take the 2 damage. Or if, something has a Death Rattle, deal damage anything like that, or if you somehow have the Warlock hero powers, some nonsense like that, you're immune for that entire turn. So there's some cool stuff you can do. And it's just cool to see Rogue have a 3-mana 3/2.
Honestly, Rogue just getting a good weapon is absolutely huge. It's like this kills all the totems. Is I think one of the
Yeah.
Well, I think the biggie is the immune part, so you get a free stab at something.
Yeah.
I actually just think the 3 attack weapons probably the biggest point.
It's basically a fiery war axe plus.
Yeah.
Well, it's a rallying blade. It's a rallying blade with like a
Yeah.
And it's like, especially late game, they throw down a giant or something like that. You can just trade up into this.
Yeah, you can use your face to deal with it. Now Rogue can take some fearless, play a little bit more fearless with this weapon. Also super good in arena. Just saying.
Yeah, this is a great card. That's
Crazy
the bottom line.
Immune is like one of the most. It's probably the most powerful keyword like in the game.
Yeah.
And for Rogue, the class which struggles the most with health loss to get anything with it is huge.
Well, you can't give Rogue like too many defensive cards, or else they become a broken class.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. What's this next one we got here?
This is one of the ones from the initial reveal of
This
the
is a
cards.
controversial card. So we have Shallow Gravedigger. This is a 3-mana 3/1 neutral minion. Death Rattle. Add a random Death Rattle minion to your hand.
This card's super inconsistent.
Yep. I have nothing to say about this card. It's garbage. All right, so let's move on.
I suppose like maybe Arena you can vouch for it, but it's still like just not giving you much tempo, like because of the 1 health.
Yeah. All right, so I am still tilted about this card. So we have Spreading Plague. This is a 5-mana druid spell. Summon a 1/5 scarab with taunt. If your opponent has more minions, cast this again. So if I don't know, I don't know. I don't even talk about this card. A lot of people don't think it's as good as I think it is, but this, especially later in the game, if they have a whole board, you drop this down. Now you have 7 1/5s for 5 mana.
Well, I mean, like if you're behind on board, this card's good, but like the question is how far. Like, first of all, it costs 5, so that's a lot. It's pricey, but all druid, all like evenly like reasonably good druid spells are pricey for what they do. But second of all, like you have to be behind like 2 minions on board, which I mean it is a common thing that happens in some druid decks, but to see like even value for this card, you pretty much have to be behind like by 2 minions to get 2 1/5 taunts.
Yeah, I mean this is definitely just gonna be a one of in like druid decks, probably maybe like Jade Druid, I don't know, something like that. Get a big dude out and then play this, get a bunch of taunts. It's gonna be like definitely situational, but in the right situation, this card is just busted.
Let's go a little overtime here. Bobson, what are your thoughts on this card?
Yeah.
I just see this and I just think turn 5 opponent living mana, turn 5 scarabs.
Yeah, what you gonna do here?
Yeah.
Just like come at me, bro.
So I'm gonna skip over Ticking Abomination because we already talked about this card, and that card's trash. All right.
Hey, Silence Priest.
No.
Yeah, even in that, no. All right, so we are moving on to a Valkyrie Soul Claimer. This is a 3-mana 1/4 warrior minion. Whenever this minion survives damage, summon a 2/2 ghoul.
So this one's interesting because it actually has. It's worse different than some of the other is dealt damage minions. This one says it when it survives damage. So this not only does it. So if this thing gets flat out killed, you recoup no value. Yeah. But if it can take up to 4 damage. So in theory, you can get 4 2/2 ghouls.
This is gonna be really good against token decks. Ping off their low health dudes and then start getting some 2/2s.
Oh yeah, I mean like against like Paladin, this is like a monster tempo swing card. Like they really can't play recruits with this thing out.
Yeah, it's like the same kind of thing as with Cleric, where they just can't use their hero power because they're like shit value. Although I guess the dream with this is turn 1, you play the 1/3 thing, and then turn 2, you coin this out, you get a free ghoul. Value.
Yeah, that's gonna be really good. All right,
so if you're playing like Enrage Warrior.
Or like a Tempo Warrior kind of thing. I think they're pushing more for that kind of warrior deck.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to Venom Strike Trap. This is a 2-mana hunter spell. It's a secret. When one of your minions is attacked, summon a 2/3 poisonous cobra. So poisonous, the Cobra card is 3 mana, 2/3. So you're already getting 1 mana value off this. But I mean, the thing is, they have to attack your minion. So if they just avoid it, because a lot of
I
people
mean,
are playing our traps.
they should attack your minions.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely a lot better than Snake Trap. I think.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends. It depends on the situation, because what class you're up against. Because like a mage can be like, oh well, here's a Venom Strike Trap, man, whatever. Guess I'll spell that out, frostbolt that off the board or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. It's definitely gonna be good with Hunter Legendary. We'll talk about in a little bit. If you just get that off to him, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, thanks, Bobson.
You got anything, Bobson?
I don't have anything else to say about this card.
All right. Well, let's move on. So I think we have one more to talk about. Yep. This is a good card.
That's rare. Yep.
Voodoo Hexer. This is a 5 mana 2/7 taunt shaman minion, and it says freeze any character that's damaged by this minion. So it's like water elemental for shaman. It has taunt. So this is a much better water elemental, I think. Kind of move the one attack away and give it to its health. So this is what I think would be a staple in freeze shaman decks. Especially since
that's a thing.
Freeze shaman. That it's gonna be tier 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is good just because especially if has 2 attacks, so it's not going to kill stuff necessarily, but anything that attacks into it is going to get frozen. So if it skip their next attack, which sets you up for a board clear maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, this is the only other shaman card, by the way, that has the word that can actively freeze something other than Frost Shock at the moment.
And that's not true. We actually have something else.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? You're right. I apologize.
I would never freeze an enemy minion with it. Yeah. So, I mean, you guys have anything else to say about this? I mean, it's just a solid card. Nothing spectacular about it, but it's not bad.
So it's okay if freeze shaman is a thing. Then
yeah, I think jury's out on this one. I don't know how good freezing is going to be in shaman.
But it's just why would you want really to do this?
Yeah.
What shaman deck's going to want to do?
Although it is a 5-drop taunt that doesn't have a drawback like Earth Elemental, so you can play like a big taunt on 5 that isn't White Eyes, that has no drawback really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It is annoying enough to be like a nice defensive minion, but is it?
All right. So let's go ahead and move on. That's it for the rares. So we're going to move on to the epics now, and there's just a few here. It's not as many as the rares, but. We'll start off with...
there's usually not as many.
Yeah. Abominable Bowman. This is a 7 mana 6/7 hunter card, which has a death rattle. I always thought it was a battle cry for some reason, but death rattle, summon a random friendly beast that died this game. So I don't like this card at all. I think it's way too slow. I thought it was battle cry. I thought this card was awesome, but death rattle is way too slow.
Yeah, I really want to like this card, but like, why do they have to keep pushing for like this control hunter mechanic? That's not what hunter does.
You gotta think though too. I mean, to survive, you gotta play alley cats. You gotta play alley cats, razor maul, stuff like that. I'll be really upset if I get a 1 mana or 2 mana card off this when it dies.
Yeah. Bobson, you had a comment on the card.
I mean, like, if anything's going to make slow hunter work, it's going to be Deathstalker Rexar, so this could actually work.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you play this with the Build a Beast thing, that could be pretty good, because those are they're actual cards once they're created,
Like, if God forbid, I'm going to try and make N'Zoth Hunter work.
Oh yeah,
like,
why not?
You play High Main turn 6. It dies, then you play this, and it also dies. You get back the High Main.
Play the High Main again, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Bobson, we believe in you.
All right.
I'm gonna try. It might work.
We'll
Watch
see.
this space.
So let's go ahead and move on to the next epic card we have here. This is a 2 mana warrior spell. It's called Bring It On. Gain 10 armor. Reduce the cost of minions in your opponent's hand by 2. Oof. So this is a good card and it's a bad card, I think. It's very situational. Late game, when you're getting close to like low cards in the hand, you start top decking. This is just nuts in a top deck war. But if you play this on curve, you're gonna lose for sure.
Oh yeah.
But also, I mean, I was listening. I can't remember who said this, but it made sense. I think it was Tice. You play this, you kind of maybe make them want to play their hand. and then you play Brawl. It can maybe if they have a bunch of free cheap stuff, they're gonna play more minions than they normally would, unless they're super experienced. If you're playing against a newer person, they're like, "Oh, my stuff's free," and they just play it all, and you play Brawl.
Yeah.
So I mean,
this is the kind of dirty rat thing. It's card which requires skill and knowledge to make it work. Otherwise, you just get fucked.
Yeah,
I like that.
I mean, linking this card is bananas. But I actually didn't think about the potential for baiting in a potential AOE.
Yeah,
full clear or anything like that.
Yeah, against Mage, this is very good. Against Mage, this is 2 mana.
Yeah, your 1 minion costs 2 less. All right.
Just oh, your mana worm's free. Nice.
Yeah. 10 armor still 10 armor. 10 armor for 2 is still 10 armor for 2.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. This card is absolutely just a monster. So we have Corpse Taker. This is a 4 mana 3/3 neutral minion. Battle Cry.
This is the one I was talking about.
Yeah, gain Taunt. So if you have any of these keywords in your deck, this gets it. Taunt, Divine Shield, Wind Fury, and Lifesteal. So it's basically a second or third Wicker Flame, Alakir. I mean, you name it. This card's just going to be absolutely nuts. And Shaman and Paladin for big time. I mean, other decks might try to play it too, but yeah, this is a baby Alakir. This is a extra Wicker Flame.
Wicker Flame, or even just Tyrion. Still got the Divine Shield and the Taunt.
Yeah, this card is so good. It's gonna. I dread playing against this.
I saw this and I was like, okay, that's gonna be pretty good in Paladin.
I mean, it's basically potential incarnate.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really like the draw a Divine Shield thing, because I think with this you really want it in your deck instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't. Well, I mean, it's a battle cry, so you're not getting the Divine. This doesn't have Divine Shield in your deck. It only happens on the battle cry.
That's a timer, but if you guys want to say anything else, because this card deserves it.
That's all I got.
All right, cool.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Great card. Let's move
rolling on. I like that card a lot.
All right, so this is the card I was talking about earlier about freezing for Shaman. We have Cryostasis. This is a 2 mana Shaman spell. Give a minion +3/+3 and freeze it. So, I mean, if you're desperate to freeze something on the opponent's side, you can do this. Or, you can...
you can give it +3/+3 before attacking it with your 1/3 weapon to destroy it. And take action.
I don't know. I don't really like this card.
You know what I thought of when I saw this card? Actually, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. You do this to a stone claw totem, and that thing on the turn it comes out, and then it's just there it is. But then again, it's a random thing. So
I mean,
the problem is if you want to do it to your own. Sorry, go ahead.
How freeze works is it skips 1 turn. So if you play this on a minion who can already attack that turn, as soon as your turn ends, it's unfrozen. So, I mean, you could, play this after a minion doesn't have Summoning Sickness. And, yeah, because I guess, someone noticed how it worked. And they're like, man, I've been playing Freeze wrong the whole time. And
this was Trump.
Yeah, and then Ben Brode said, yeah, you just skip 1 attack. That's all it is. It just seems longer when you get something gets frozen that just got played, All right, so that was a timer. Let's go ahead and move on.
I just don't like the freeze shaman shit.
And now the most talked about card so far, revealed so far.
Yeah, so this is Dead Man's Hand. This is a 2 mana warrior spell. Shuffle a copy of your hand into your deck. So apparently there is a infinite combo with this where you will never fatigue, kind of like Jade Druid. So
you just keep playing this while the other one's in your hand.
So Fatigue Warrior is pretty much, if it becomes a thing, it will never die due to fatigue, at least. So if you can just stall, and then they will die.
Except there is now a hard counter to that.
Yeah.
You're right.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
I really want this card to be banana, good.
Yeah.
I don't know about bananas, but like good.
Yeah.
Like, I want to play a deck with this card in it. I don't know how I'm gonna make it work, but
Yeah.
I think someone mentioned that if you use Nazoth, you recoup a lot of value if you have a Dead Man's Hand and Nazoth in your hand with a bunch of Death Rattles that happen
Oh
already.
yeah, definitely.
Just get a bajillion Nazoths and like keep repopulating your board. They can never like work. You just get like infinite value the rest of the game.
Yeah, that'd be
It's
good.
a card with a lot of potential.
All right, so let's go ahead. Let's move on. We can talk about this card forever. So we have Embrace the Darkness. This is a
I guess you like this
6 mana,
card, Pops.
6 mana priest spell. Choose an enemy minion at the start of your turn. Gain control of it. So, Bobs, how about you go first? You seem pretty stoked about this card.
I just like all the ridiculous priest bullshit they're bringing out. It's great.
Yeah. I mean,
so this is 4 mana less for a turn delayed mind control. So you give them a chance to kill the thing they have, but the chances are that as a priest, you're not going to have very much shit for them to run the thing into to kill it.
This will be good against Big Druid.
This would be good against Big Druid. Like,
Yeah, they're like Deathwing. You're like, okay, hit me for 12. Next turn it's mine. You have no hand.
yeah, so they have to find a way to get rid of their Deathwing before you get it. Yeah. So yeah, a preemptive mind control that costs 4 less. I dig it. You know.
Yeah.
I definitely dig it in Arena. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's just really, really good.
I'm making a lot of talk about Arena cards. I gotta be honest. So for everybody listening at home, I barely play Arena.
Yeah,
so
I don't play
if
Arena
I'm
either,
wrong,
so
I'm wrong.
we might be way wrong, but they seem pretty good. All right,
Yeah,
so
I was thinking Arena, I think this is just straight up really good and constructed.
that's the timer. So let's go ahead and move on. Fun card. All right, so there's a lot of interesting epics that are coming.
I'm really glad actually because usually epics are kind of like situational cards, but a lot of these are just like flat out good.
So this is Fate Spinner. This is a 5 mana 5/3 Druid minion. Choose a death rattle, but secretly. Either deal 3 damage to all minions or give all minions +2/+2. So this,
Mechanic.
Yeah, this is people are probably gonna choose +3 damage to everything. But I mean, you never know. I mean, this is gonna be good. Maybe Token Druid, or just a lot of decks, because Druid has a lot of trouble clearing the board. So this can either clear the board, or maybe they'll think they cleared the board and they kill it, but then it gives all your stuff +2/+2. I don't know.
Well, it gives everything on the board, so your opponent's stuff gets +2/+2 as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, if
so it's a risk reward card kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like this was one of those cards that's like super skill intense. You have to like make the right decision.
Yeah, if you play this against like a mage, it's gonna be nuts because they don't really have anything.
Yeah. Well,
you can bluff with it. I like the idea of bluffing.
Oh yeah.
In Hearth.
Yeah. Yeah, well, some of the you have a minion, and the information about it is like completely concealed to everybody except you, basically.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
The timer just went off. Let's go ahead and move on.
Well, the one thing with that card, do we know how it's going to work with Nazoth? Is it going to do anything?
I mean, it's a death rattle, so I guess you get it back. I think it gets back whatever mode it had with it, and you death rattled, basically.
You never can tell with
Nazoth doesn't work. The Blizzard said there was like a little.
Oh, Nazoth won't bring this back.
No.
Oh, because it's a choose. Okay, no, it doesn't actually have death rattle.
All right, so I thought this card was called something else, but this is Nomer Feratu.
Nomer Feratu.
Yeah.
Nomer Feratu.
So this is
That's way better than what I thought it was.
This is a 2 mana 2/3 Warlock minion. Battle Cry. Remove the top card from your opponent's deck. So they did what they said they would never do: stealing cards from your opponent's deck and get rid of them. Here it is. So this, I really hope it shows what you got rid of, because that'd be a slap in the face for them and give you a lot of information.
Oh yeah, conceal. Yeah, if they conceal information to you, that's no good. The thing with this card is like, I see this card as being good against control and combo, but not so much against like aggro or aggressive mid range deck. Because so what, you got rid of one of my many threats in the deck. It doesn't matter. But when you eliminate key pieces of control and combo,
this gets you like Reno and Wild just takes Reno or takes away Kazakus or something like that.
It's kind of like
awesome.
It's kind of like a nightmare scenario card. You know what I mean?
I've had many arguments, and what I've said is kind of the reason this card is really good is because there's so little downside to it. Like the variance goes from you just destroy an aggro
That's
card.
the timer. Let's
Big.
finish up our little
Go ahead,
thoughts.
go ahead, Bob.
So the worst case scenario is just like against aggro, you just destroy one of their okay things, whereas it's also a card which will just win you some games straight away.
Yeah.
By like destroying Alexstrasza or Antonidas or Medivh or
Yep.
a Jade Druid's last Jade Idol or something.
Yeah.
And that's just it's a 2-mana 2/3, and Warlock has no good 2-drops.
Yep.
Well, they have Librarian. That's pretty decent.
Librarian's generally a card that Warlock doesn't really like playing very much. They just play it because they have.
Yeah, this one's a more card I see play in more Warlock decks than just Zoo, pretty much.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's move on now to this next card. It's a Light Sorrow. It's a 4-mana 1/4 Paladin weapon. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, gain +1 attack.
Why is this a mechanic that's in this set? Ugh.
Yeah, I don't really like this card. I mean, I'd much rather just play True Silver Champion. But if I somehow get this card in my hand, it could be good, but you want to get like 3 or 4 attack on it. If it's 1 or 2, it's just bad for 4 mana.
This card is one of those cards which I think is the only way you could get enough out of it for it to be good is to play a fairly bad deck based around it.
Yeah, like a Steward of Darkshire deck or something like that. And in which case you have to get Steward of Darkshire, and then populate your board with a bunch of Divine Shields, and then they all have to lose their Divine Shield while you have this thing on. It's just like it's just too much. I really don't think this card's going to see play anywhere.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and just move on because this doesn't need to be talked about anymore. So
it's bad.
Yeah, so we have another interesting epic here. Meat Wagon. This is a 4-mana 1/4 mech. Death Rattle. Summon a minion from your deck with less attack than this minion. So you can buff it, or this could bring out Doomsayer.
Or Validated Doomsayer.
Yeah, so there could be some potential with it. This plus Power Overwhelming is going to be really good.
Oh, wild, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can get anything that'll cost 5 or less, basically.
I feel like
it's 5.
I don't think it's worth putting in constructed. I don't know.
In what scenario would you want a 5 or less in Warlock? Even in Reno Lock, that doesn't sound that good. Because what if this thing grabs your Reno? That feels super bad.
That's true. I mean, it's Zoo. Maybe you can get was it Doomguard? Not Doomguard.
It's gonna be less than 5. Yeah, so it can't grab the Doomguard, unfortunately.
Oh, it's less. I was thinking equal to or less. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Bob, what do you think?
It's shit.
All right, moving on.
So we have one last epic card. We have Nerubian Unraveler. This is a 6-mana 5/5 neutral minion. Spells cost 2 more. So it's just a kind of a permanent Lotheb-ish type effect.
Well, when I saw this card, I'm like, ooh, I really like this card. But then the more I looked at it, it's like, do I really like this card? And the answer slowly became like maybe, and now it's more like maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really for it.
Next week it's just going to be no.
Yeah, it'll be next week we'll know, and then before you know it, he'll be out on the street. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and let's move on. Then that's all the epics we have. So now it's time to discuss the legendaries.
Yeah, this is what you all came for, right?
Yeah. Starting off with the newest one here, we have Archbishop Benedictus.
Can someone explain to me why this guy's good?
Yeah. So we have a 7-mana 4/6 Priest legendary card. Battlecry. Shuffle your opponent's deck into your deck. Just a copy though, but still, you pretty much steal their deck and put it in yours. I don't like it. I mean, it could be good, but it's going to dilute the deck that you're playing, and you're probably going to draw a lot of their shitty stuff. I don't know. I'm not for it, but Rubobson is 100% for this card. So let's hear his opinion. You got 40 seconds.
I need to hear a take on it from a Priest expert.
I love this. It's just like the absolute epitome of what Priest wants to do, which is steal your other opponent's shit. Because most people's decks will really heavily counter their own deck. Like
that's a valid point.
It doesn't put anything in your hand. That's my issue.
I think of playing that against like Mage, get their ice blocks, you get their burn, you win.
Yeah.
Or like you play it against, like it obviously gets a lot better against control decks. Like you play it against, I don't know, Jade Druid. You get a bunch of Jade cards, and you just become Jade Priest.
Yeah.
You play
Okay.
against.
So that's
Real
the
quick
timer.
real quick before we move on, isn't there a reason that people didn't play Prince Malchezaar? I feel this is the same thing, but
Yeah,
anyway, let's move on.
I agree.
Prince Malchezaar is bad because it's just pure random, but you're playing your opponent's cards, and
Yeah.
chances are, especially, like the more refined the meta gets, the better Benedictus will be, because the better decks people will be playing.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on
Generally run cards.
to the Warlock Legendary. Here we have Blood Queen Lana Thel. It's a 5-mana 1/6 lifesteal Warlock card. Has +1 attack for each card you discarded this game. So
I think Blizzard's allergic to printing good Warlock legendaries anymore.
yeah, I mean this card could be good. I don't know. On paper it's bad, but if there was a possible leak for I'm not going to show it, but a Warlock, the Gul'dan Death Knight, and if it's true, this card is absolutely nuts. But
That
see.
wasn't confirmed. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to post anything or show anyone because if it's not confirmed, I don't want to waste everyone's time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say about this card. It could be good, it could be bad. We'll see. Yeah.
Fun fact: this was my favorite boss in Ice Crown.
Yeah, she was fun. It was the hardest one to get the heroic to get the mount.
See the achievements, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the Paladin Legendary. Here we have Bolvar Fireblood. I was a little disappointed they didn't do any Lich King reference here, but it's cool to see his Fireblood form. This is a 5-mana 1/7 Divine Shield minion. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, gain 2 attack. So it's kind of like the weapon, but it's pretty much a 5-mana 1/3 at bare minimum, you know?
So this is guaranteed to be a 5-mana 3/7.
Yeah, it could go up. If it goes up, this can get out of hand pretty quickly if you have a dedicated Divine Shield deck. But then you have to play a dedicated Divine Shield deck. So,
and that's already tough. That's tough enough.
yeah.
So
I mean,
if you were,
they've introduced enough stuff to make a Divine Shield deck now, but it's still just a question of, do you actually ever want to do that?
Yeah.
So I think Here's my 2 cents on this. If you didn't play the old Bolvar, you're probably not playing this one either.
Yeah.
Bolvar. He's not getting any new good cards ever.
Poor guy. He died. He had the worst day at work ever, and he can't even get a good legendary.
I mean, he's a Lich King now, so he's kind of the boss of everything. But yeah.
I mean, before that.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on. I think we already talked about this card. I can't remember.
Deathstalker Rexar, right?
We'll just talk about it again. So we have Deathstalker Rexar. This is a 6-mana Hunter hero card. Battle Cry, shoot everything for 2, any minions. And you get a new hero power, build a beast. You choose 2 beasts 2 separate times. Or 1 beast 2 separate times, and you combine them together. We already discussed it. You know, everyone see it again. It's a good card. I feel like it can make kind of a slower, more mid-range, control-y Hunter work. I don't know.
Troll Hunt.
Well, the good thing, the hero power at least allows you to recoup resources. Like you can if you run out of because as you all know, Hunter doesn't intrinsically have card draw. This essentially gives you minions, which you desperately need as the Hunter.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We talked about this card a lot. We have another confirmed this time. I know we showed up before.
This is actually my favorite card right now.
Frost Lich Jaina. This is a 9-mana mage hero card. Battle Cry, summon a 3/6 water elemental, and your elementals have lifesteal for the rest of the game. And we had that before, but now we have the hero power. 2-mana hero power, deal 1 damage. If this kills a minion, summon a water elemental. So, yeah, she's really good. I mean, there's so many good elemental cards. Blaze Caller, Baron Geddon. Now Baron Geddon can be run because shoots everything for 2, and you gain 2 life for each one. So you could effectively play it and go back to full health.
Yeah, I mean, if there was ever a way Elemental Mage was going to be a thing, it's this thing, and I really hope so because I really want to play a deck like that.
I'm gonna play the shit out of Elemental Mage.
Yeah.
Like, how does this deck ever die after you resolve
it won't.
this card?
It won't die because you just shoot stuff and then make sure there's 1 health left. Now you get a 3/6 that's going to gain you a bunch of life and freeze everything.
Well, it also has the synergies from like Blaze Caller. So Blaze Caller deals
Blaze
5,
Caller is
gain
going to be
5.
so good.
Yeah, that's a 10 health swing if you're pointing at the opponent.
All right. So
Blaze becomes play Holy Fire. You have a 1-mana 5/5.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, so the timer went off. Let's go ahead and move on. Looking very forward to this card. That's all I have to say about that. We have the Druid Legendary. We don't have the hero just yet, but we have Hadronox.
I am excited for this
It's
card.
a 9
are
mana,
you
3/7
Go.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
Death Rattle
I-
Druid card. Summon
I just
all
really-
your taunt minions that die this game when it dies.
I'm excited to play Taunt Druid.
Yeah, this
I think it's gonna be hilarious.
I'm gonna play N'Zoth just for this card, even if I don't have any other Death Rattle cards. Just getting two triggers off this is gonna be nuts.
Like you play the what's it called? Just summon a shitload of scarabs. They all
Yeah.
come back from this. Then you play N'Zoth and you get this back, and then you get back all the scarabs. It's just gonna be.
And they
I like playing decks which really irritate people.
they confirmed too that Druid of the Claw or Shell Shifter cards like that, but transform into a taunt minion will come back. But Ancient
Oh
of
wow.
War,
Okay.
Ancient War does not transform; it just gets the buff.
It's a choice. It's a choice. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this card's gonna be nuts. I mean, I don't know how good Taunt Druid's gonna be, but if it's good at all, this is gonna just make it
It's not
really good.
I mean, they
But-
do have several mid-range and mid-range taunts that are pretty tough to deal with, and not only that, with spreading insects, spreading plague.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
All
makes
right.
it a lot better.
So that's the timer. So let's go ahead and move on. This is gonna be a fun card though, for sure. We have a Shaman Legendary here.
Karakar.
Yeah. So we
10
have
7 Bog Keeper, 10 8 Iron Bark Protector, 10 9 this, and 10 N'Zoth.
yeah. So we have here Marabi.
Murabi.
This is a 6-mana 4/4 Shaman Legendary minion. Whenever another minion is frozen, even yours, add a copy of it to your hand. So in the preview, they showed Antonidas get frozen, and he got the Antonidas in his hand, which was cool. But this is good because, if any of the thing is frozen, even yours, so like this just counters Freeze Mage. They can't Holy Nova, or else you're just going to get a whole bunch of dudes in your hand.
Well, they can't Nova Doomsayer you. Well, I did think of a one card synergy with that, and that's Frozen Crusher. So you can keep like recouping Frozen Crushers as long as they keep living.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. That's nuts. Man, yeah, this is a good card. I mean,
Frozen Crushes, though.
if I don't know, I'd play this as a tech card in a heavy Freeze Mage meta, just a surprise card. You play it and you're like, GG.
Well, yeah, I mean, this does help you in that matchup on account of Shaman's intrinsically weak to that.
Yeah, and then they play
to
Flame
Freeze
Strike,
Mage.
so that's how that's going to go.
Yeah, unfortunately, they just won't freeze anything until they deal with this guy.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. These are going to be some quick ones. I'm not even going to start with timer for these. We have the Prince Trio here. Unfortunately, they're terrible. First one here is Prince Kelseth, 2 mana, 2/2 Battle Cry. If you have no other 2-cost cards in your deck, give all minions in your deck +1/+1.
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I don't know what deck doesn't run twos.
Yeah, we tried talking about this last time. We can't find anything that this will be running, so
This card's shit.
yeah. Moving on. We have another Prince here. Prince Taldarum. This 3 mana, 3/3, same criteria. If you have no 3-cost cards, this is a transform into a 3/3 copy of a minion. So it's a worse
It's
It's the worst
manip-
faceless manipulator.
So yeah, you don't get any of the buffs. You can't power overwhelming something play this. It's going to be a 3/3 regardless. So mainly you're playing this on cards like Ysera or other things that have really powerful end of turn effects. Like Thrasin, stuff like that. But still, I mean, you can't run 3-cost cards. There's a lot of key cards that are 3-cost cards. So
there is one amazing combo which this card makes possible.
what is
Go
that?
on.
Blood of the Ancient One, innovate this.
That's
So
true.
Oh my god.
That would be fun.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
All right.
It's
So
gonna suck.
let's move
I'm
on.
gonna do it.
You can champion that deck all you want.
So
I'll
we'll
leave
move
it
on to the next Prince. This is probably by far the best one out of the 3. Still not very good.
It's the most playable one.
Yeah, 4 mana, 4/4. If you have no other 4-cost cards in your deck, gain Lifesteal and Taunt. But the question is, do you want to play a Lifesteal Taunt minion that's a 4 mana, 4/4 anyways? I wouldn't. I don't know.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I just think the question is what deck doesn't run 4s other than
Yeah.
Priest, really. I mean, well, maybe Control Priest doesn't run Force unless you're running like the Auchenai package or anything like that.
I
Yeah.
don't think Priest even like.
I don't know. I don't.
You can sacrifice all your 4-drops and have this one card, or you can just play like Corpse Stealer for 1 less and without sacrificing your deck quality.
And get a whole bunch of other effects as well.
Yeah, I think that any of these, this probably has the most potential to get played.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on. Here, I'll start the timer for this one. We have Professor Putricide. This is a 4-mana, 5/4 Hunter minion. It's a legendary. After you play a secret, put a random Hunter secret into the battlefield. So this is cool because it's any secret. So if you get like off a spell slinger or anything like that, so whenever you play a secret, he starts just jamming secrets. So if you're playing Secret Hunter, you just keep playing secrets and hope to not get one of the ones you have in your hand, and you can have a Christmas tree of Hunter secrets.
I mean, I guess I'll be. Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
It's okay. I think there's like possibility to do some really crazy shit.
Yeah.
But the amount of preparation you need to make it work, it's kind of.
I mean, I feel like getting misdirection off this is going to be really good though, like because they have no idea what's going to happen. So misdirection can make them kill their own minions. So I think that might be good.
I was gonna say like it's no second coming of Mysterious Challenger, but good news, everyone! Hunter got a semi-playable legendary.
Yep. All right, and the buzzer's going off now. So let's go ahead and move on. Yeah, it'll be an interesting card at least. Okay, so we have a mage legendary now, Syndragosa, by far one of my favorite Lich King bosses.
I do like this card a lot.
So this is a 8-mana 8/8 legendary mage card minion. Battle Cry, summon 2/0/1 Frozen Champions. Let me see if I can get what they look like on here. So the Frozen Champions, they're 1-mana 0/1s. When they die, add a random legendary minion to your hand. So they can either give you something really good, or you can get some
really not.
Millhouse cards. But I mean, just the fact that you have the possibility of getting legendary cards tend to be, if you get a good one, they tend to be a lot better than just regular cards. So you can also get another Syndragosa, so you can just keep the train going.
Azoth Mage,
yeah. Unfortunately, it's not a battle cry doesn't happen, but I mean, playing Azoth and getting an 8/8 is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, you won't get the 8/8. You'll get the 2/0.
You get the Frozen Champions.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, that's what I meant.
But I mean,
you get the 2/1s off it. I was thinking about that.
Although this, you mentioned this boss from Lich King is just like this soundbite from her just like grated on my soul for forever until we killed her.
I think the like minion based, so you're gonna be running Pyrus and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then like you could just throw in for some extra value, and then you throw in the Zoth, you get all the Pyruses, you get the legendaries, you get the little 0/1 tokens back, you get more legendaries.
Yeah, it sounds like Bob, it sounds like you're buying a lot of stock in Zoth this next set.
I have a golden Zoth. I cannot wait.
Crafted golden Zoth a while ago, and
best choice ever made.
I really Zoth's my favorite card. I'll play any deck which runs.
So we've got like one more card review, and this was the most recent card reveal today.
So we're going to move on. Actually, there's one more. I'm gonna have to. Oh, never mind. It's right here. Okay. So we have another Death Knight card. This is Thrall Deathseer. This is a 5-mana Shaman hero card. Battle Cry. Transform your minions into random ones that cost 2 more. So it's a double evolve when you play it. And then his hero power is a 2-mana hero power. Transform a minion into a random one that costs 1 more. So it's kind of like evolving 1 minion. I like this.
I mean, I do, but I don't. And here's why. So the Battle Cry is pretty powerful, but it leaves you more susceptible in a deck that is basically based around minion tempo.
Yeah.
It eliminates the ability for you to create a minion with your hero power. So you effectively can lose your hero. Can basically have a worthless hero power if you if you lose your board and are stuck with this transmute spirit hero power.
So I feel like this and control shaman is going to be really good. Especially N'Zoth control shaman. Like you just play dudes. Play some if you have the thing from below.
Pizza Hut knows what every man, woman,
yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah, I think.
But
Yeah,
I think thing from below, you can get it for free. Later in the game, evolve it. Now it's a 7 cost dude for 2 mana effectively. Just stuff like that. I mean, it's definitely gonna have to be in the right deck because, like you said, you can run out of steam pretty quick, like minion wise.
I think it's gonna be best in like a return to like the more memey evolved shaman we had before.
Yeah, I mean,
with kind of big time racketeer, pantry spider, like all the summon things. It's gonna be the deck that runs this guy.
Yeah, I mean,
not gonna token shaman as we have it now.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good though too, because like you can trade into something and then evolve it. So basically you're getting a free kill and you get a full health minion. That's even better, theoretically.
Just full on evolved shenanigans, like every token minion, and then this, like doppelgangster and this on 10 mana.
It's gonna be nuts. I mean, if you're playing this on turn 10 though, I'll be a little upset because it seems like the kind of card you want to play turn 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, you kind of want to play it as close to on curve as possible. Like, well,
I don't know if you're ballsy.
I think you have to make sure. I think you have to make sure you can back up a play like this though, because
I mean, if you're ballsy, you can throw down doppelgangster on turn 5 and then wait till turn 6.
knows what every man, woman,
Yeah. I mean, if you've got the read that he
best deal on
can't, or if you're playing against certain classes that can't deal with that kind of a power play, I'd say do it on 6.
Yeah. Man, all these damn man, so good.
But I mean, again, I think for me, on this card, the jury's out. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
This is probably going to end up being one of the worst Death Knight cards.
Oh, by far. I mean, it's gonna be a fun card, but like competitive wise,
Yeah, I don't think you'll. I mean, maybe we're wrong, but I think the jury's out. Someone will have to prove me wrong, pretty much.
You know what? Just for shits and giggles, this is not official. I'm just doing this because I like you guys.
All right, cool. We may as well talk about this potential week.
Let's look at Death Knight Gul'dan.
Yeah, so this is for those following along. This is not an official spoil. Let me see if I can find it too. So, if I'm not mistaken, it's a 10 mana. It's a 10 mana new Warlock hero. Gain 5 armor than usual. The battle cry is summons all the minions that were discarded.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just the art doesn't look.
They really want this discard thing to work.
Yeah. Summon all the minions that you discarded this game, and then the hero power is discover a spell.
So I mean, there's some shitty Warlock spells, but there's some really good ones too.
I mean, discover though, you get to choose the best one.
Yeah, I mean, some are like
it says fake here, so it might be fake.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, nothing confirmed yet. So I mean, this is
don't listen to this.
All speculation.
Gold.
Yeah,
definitely crafting that one in gold.
Yeah,
I mean, I definitely want to craft some of these. I definitely want to craft some of the the heroes in gold, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking to not go full 300 packs ham like I did with Ungoro, but
yeah.
I'm just going for a nice steady 200.
Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much it for all the reveals. Definitely went a little bit longer than usual, but worth it.
Well, we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So what were your guys' favorite cards that we talked about?
Benedictus.
Spirit Lash. Still, I'm just nuts about that card.
I'm still liking Frostless Jaina because I really want to play that deck. I just really think Elemental
really
would be really fun.
I'm
really excited to see what Anduin turns out to be.
Yeah. So with that, we're gonna wrap everything up. We just want to give a big shout out, Adam. Thanks for coming on, filling in.
Yeah.
Squirrel Spot. I'm sure he really appreciates it too.
Hey, anytime.
Yeah, we see him in the comments. He's hanging out with us still, so he's with us in spirit right now. But we just want to remind everyone we have a Facebook, we have YouTube, we have a Patreon account. We also we're doing a giveaway for a $20 BattleNet card. It's on our Facebook, and I believe it's on Twitter as well. You can just click on it. There's multiple ways to enter. It's just silly stuff like in our Facebook.
Make sure you drop a follow while you're there.
Yeah, so you get certain entries, and September 1st I'm gonna push it's a button on there. I just push it and it picks a name out of there. So be sure to enter. You still have a whole month to do it. Yeah, and then with that, if you guys have anything else you want to put out?
Yep.
Shout out to Philly Hearthstone players. Thanks everybody for listening today or watching on Twitch. Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. Hopefully I was entertaining.
Yeah, I'll be in Philly this weekend, so we'll talk about that on Monday.
Hey.
All right, so with that, we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.